I want to talk about post-religion. Post-religion is any attempt to justify religion outside of itself, when religion is pretending to be something other than religion. Post-religion is an important concept because it allows us to understand how religious ideas can get into people's heads, even if they're not religious. There are many non-religious people who have a lot of religious beliefs because religion can put a mask on and disguise itself as something else and then sneak its way into your belief systems. A good example of post-religion would be people who believe that the earth is 5,000 years old. If you ask someone why they would believe that the earth is 5,000 years old, a religious person will just give you a Bible and they'll point to a verse. Whereas a post-religious person will start going on some conspiratorial rant about carbon dating and fossil records and how we're being deceived. And, they believe that they can scientifically prove that the earth is 5,000 years. Really, they don't care, especially because of the internet. They believe that no one would take them seriously if they were to just take out a Bible and show someone a Bible verse. The problem with post-religion is, what if it works? What if they end up convincing someone with their faux logic that these beliefs are real? It's not just fake science, it's also cultural things. Like, for example, Matt Walsh was just peddling the idea that marriage should be between a man and a woman. On the Joe Rogan podcast, he made a complete fool of himself. But the way that he was doing it is post-religious, because the only actual reason for why he believes that is for religious reasons, but he was trying as hard as he could to disguise it as if it was some natural, logical, like, it's supposed to be for procreation, which, completely falls apart as soon as you start prodding it. But people can be convinced of these things. It can work. So the stuff that Matt Walsh pushes, it could end up spreading to someone who's never been religious, never will be religious, has absolutely no interest in religion. They might not even know anyone who's religious. And they can still be convinced of these things. And we need a word to talk about, because it's not religion. It's not real religion. They're not going to church. They have never read the Bible. But at the same time, it is exclusively an idea that is being peddled by religion and perpetrated for religious reasons, which is why I love the term post-religion. It helps us refer to that phenomenon. There are so many beliefs within our society, within our culture, that are post-religious. Once you start looking for it, you see it everywhere. Post-religion is a natural byproduct of religion dying in a society. So as people leave religion, there's going to be a lot of stuff that they want to cling on to, a lot of cultural things that, make them feel like they're closer to their family and their friends. They won't want to give that up, even though they are going to give up religion. I know someone who grew up in a homophobic religious household, and as he started to leave religion, he was trying to cling on to the homophobia, which exclusively existed because of religion. But he got really into like all these alternative reasons for why like homosexuality is bad. And it was all complete nonsense. And he did very quickly grow out of that. But as people leave religion, they create a lot of post-religion in an attempt to hold on to the things that they do like. And again, this is a huge problem because it can work. It can affect and spread to other people. Jordan Peterson is probably the most prominent post-religious figure right now. Some more nasty examples of post-religion would include marriage. Our entire cultural idea of marriage is just completely messed up by religion. The idea that it's superior to other forms of relationships, the idea that it's good to have it just one-on-one throughout your entire life with only one person, that stems from religion. The idea that marriage is supposed to be a struggle, it's not. Another big one is our understanding of punishment. We punish our children, we punish them in school, we punish them at home. When people commit crimes, we resort to punishment. We have this idea that punishment is an effective tool at teaching other people. That all stems from religion, and it is all nonsense. All of it. It's so glorified as being the only effective tool at solving certain problems, despite all of the evidence, all research suggesting that systems without punishment are the most effective at getting anything meaningful done. As we move further and further away from religion and post-religion, we're going to be moving away from punishment as well. We're already seeing those types of changes with gender, the types of changes that should be expected as we move away from religion and post-religion. Gender is becoming more something that is a form of expression and less of something that is an expectation or a role. The vast majority of people's understanding of gender stems so heavily from religion. I would say it's far more grounded in religion than it is in anything else. What you see right now is people struggling to maintain these religious aspects of gender and gender roles, and the frustration that they have with their failure because they are failing, even though it might not look like that sometimes. The current state of post-religion is that of failure. Post-religious people, they're not getting what they want out of post-religion. It's not helping them. They thought that it would. It's been a while. It's not. So they're having to turn somewhere else. Many of them are just dropping it altogether and, healing. While a lot of people are turning to the next phase, which I call meta-religion, which is kind of real, but not really real. You'll see a lot of people who are talking about, they'll just make an appeal to the idea of religion. They'll say something like Jordan Peterson would say, like, oh, it does not matter if God is real or if God is dead. Humanity, we have this spiritual need for nourishment. Even if God is dead, we should worship his corpse. Stuff like that. Or stuff that's to the same vibe as that. We're going to be seeing a lot more of that moving forward, and that's a good sign because that means that post-religion is starting to die. People saying stuff like, I'm not religious, but here's why religion is such a beneficial thing to have in our society. And then they'll go on some rant that basically boils down to, I'm having a really hard time justifying what I believe. And wouldn't it be great if we were just religious and we just didn't have to? If you are someone who thinks that religion is something humanity should be leaving behind, then it's not enough for you to just want to get rid of religion. You also have to want to hunt down and eradicate post-religion because it has all of the same negative effects. Join the cult.